Joining us on our Artist Spotlight, great to welcome back. She hasn't been with us in a while, and we're going to rectify that right now. Our friend Jenna Esposito, great singer, cabaret artist. She got a brand new CD out, and it's called That's Amore, songs from the great Italian-American songbook. And she joined us via the telephone today from up in the New York City area. Jenna, good to talk with you again. How you been?
You too. I've been great, Doug. How about you?
I'm doing great. Yeah, I think I was looking back through the archives. I think the last time we talked is when you had the CD in tribute to Connie Francis. That was a few years ago, wasn't it?
Yeah, I think that's right. Yeah, the time just flew, but that was actually 2009, so it's been a while.
That long ago? Oh, no. Well, I'm sorry about that.
I know. Well, time flies when you're having fun, right?
Well, you did a great job with that. I know you did a lot of shows in tribute to her, live shows, right? So that must have been a fun experience for you.
Oh, it really was. And I actually still get booked to do that tribute show, which is a lot of fun. It's such great music, so I'm actually going to be at the Empire City Casino, which is just outside of New York City, in November with the Connie Francis tribute.
Okay.
So, it's such fun music, and I get such a great response from the crowds, and Connie herself loves it, so it's always fun to do that show.
Yeah, so on your website, you had a little blurb there that she's actually come and see you a few times, right? You know her a little bit.
Yeah, we've actually gotten to be friends since I first started doing the tribute. It's been really nice. She's offered me a lot of support, and she's just truly appreciative of the love and respect with which I treat her songs. They're very special to her, and they're also really special to me. And so when I do the tribute, I don't try to imitate her. I don't try to mimic her, but I really try to pay respect to the songs that she made famous, and I think she really loves that.
And that kind of leads into the current CD, That's Amore. Obviously, both of you are Italian, and these are some of the great Italian songs from the Great American Songbook, so it all fits together.
Yeah. Well, it's funny because since doing the Connie show, most of my bookings have really come from Italian festivals and Italian community centers, things like that. And what happened was when I did the Connie Francis tribute, I started doing her Italian songs like Mama and Tango della Gelosia and her version of Mala Semina. And so what happened was I started singing these songs as part of the tribute, and they just really struck a chord with me, so to speak. I really felt at home singing them, and there's this passion in songs of Italian origin that I really think is hard to find elsewhere. My career kind of took a side path, and I started doing more and more of the Italian songs, Napolitan songs, and I really kind of found something that resonated there, and so I've kind of expanded that. In the current CD, That's Amore, I call it Songs from the Great Italian-American Songbook. So it includes both songs that have their origins in Italy and songs made famous by Italian-Americans, which kind of opens it up for some of the pop hits of the 50s and 60s as well. So some of the stuff is a little more traditional, like Al Di La and Mala Semina. But then we also cover Bobby Rydell and Frankie Avalon and some of those great Italian-American pop singers. And it's really fun. The Great Italian-American Songbook covers all different kinds of genres. But to me, it's all tied together by the fact that it's sung and performed with this passion and integrity that I think is unique to that culture and heritage.
You mentioned a couple of names there, Bobby Rydell, Frankie Avalon, Jerry Vale, who sadly we lost not too long ago, of course Frank Sinatra and all those guys really came out of, most of them, out of the New York, New Jersey, Philly area, like yourself, big hotbed of Italian singers.
Yeah, and there's actually this great book written by a friend of mine, Mark Rotella. It's called Amore, the story of Italian-American song. And really he refers to the 50s as the decade of the Italians as far as music went, because there were just so many of them making such great music. Dean Martin and Frank Sinatra. Then you get into Frankie Lane and Joni James and all these Italian singers just really making a mark on the popular songbook. That's something that's really special to me. It's obviously part of my heritage. The last name like Esposito.
So, you're not really the Phil Esposito, though, the famous New York Ranger player, are you?
You never know. You never know. Esposito actually is the name that they gave to orphans in Naples.
Is that right? I didn't know
that.
So
there's a ton of us. It's kind of like Smith. There's a ubiquitous name over there, but we're not necessarily related, which is kind of the funny thing about it. So there's definitely a lot of Espositos, but with Italians, they're all in the family somehow.
Your cousins somehow, yes.
Well, it's funny actually. Within my band, it's my father, Fortune, is my musical director. My sister Kelly sings sings backup vocals with me on some of my songs. Her husband, my brother-in-law, plays bass for me. His brother plays mandolin and accordion. So we have all these family members in the band. We've been playing together for a while, and maybe 10 years into playing together. Our piano player, his name is David Crone. He said, I really feel left out. All you guys related, and I'm like the ugly duckling here. We found out that summer that we actually are related by marriage.
Oh, really?
His mother's cousin is married to my dad's cousin.
Oh, wow.
And, that's his Italian side. So, we probably all are related somewhere. It's a running joke in the band now. We call him Cousin Dave from piano.
Well, I grew up in New York. I'm not Italian, but I knew so many of my friends up there in school were Italian and Irish, so I always feel like I'm partially Italian from being from New York. So it's all family up there.
Absolutely. It is. It's fun. There's so much pride in the culture here, too, and I've gotten to perform in the Columbus Day Parade a couple times, and I've been the closing night act at the San Gennaro Festival for the past 5 years. It's really fun to see such a positive celebration of Italian-American culture because, sometimes, you get the movies, or, you get The Godfather, and you get stuff like The Sopranos, which is fun and it's fascinating, but, it can kind of give Italian-Americans a bad name to some degree, and, it's great to have these positive celebrations going on as well, where you're really celebrating the passion and the wonderful music that came from that culture, and obviously the food. There's so many great things, and so many things that make me proud to be an Italian American. So it's been really fun for me to work on this album, and like I said, it's been music I've been performing pretty steadily now for the past 5 years or so. So it's nice to kind of put it all together in an album and really celebrate it. We're timing the official public CD release actually for Columbus Day weekend. So I'm going to be doing a show. Yeah, I'm doing a show at Birdland, which is such a beautiful club on 44th Street and 8th Avenue, Manhattan. And so Columbus Day Eve, Sunday, October 11th, I'm going to be there, and we're going to perform the whole album live. Everybody that comes will get a free CD. So that's kind of the official public launch of it, which times out perfectly. Mm-hmm.
Talking with Jenna Esposito. The name of the CD is That's Amore, songs from the great Italian-American songbook. And again, for some people down here that may not have heard our previous interviews, you're a young woman, so how did you kind of get interested in this type of music? I know you grew up in New York. I don't know if you ever listened to WNEW radio. I kind of learned it from listening to that station. How did you get involved in this type of music?
My father, like I said, is my musical director, and from the time I was 6 years old, he had me hooked on the oldies.
Sure.
I just remember it was one night, I think it was on the weekend actually, he was trying to carpet our upstairs hallway, and I kept bugging him, and Daddy, play with me, give me attention. And so he finally, I don't know what made him think this would calm me down, but it did. He gave me a Beatles tape. It was the Beatles' 20 Greatest Hits. So I went in my room, popped that in my tape player, and from that night through high school, I couldn't fall asleep unless I had that tape in the tape player. I wore out at least one of them, I think maybe two. And I fell in love with it. And so then that was kind of our special bond, too. Whenever I was in his car, we would turn on CBS FM, and we'd listen to Cousin Brucey. And I just became really well-versed in the pop hits of the 50s and 60s. And that was our thing. It was funny, because I was in my mom's car, and, then we would listen to jazz. We'd listen to Diane Shore and Manhattan Transfer and Al Jarreau. And it's funny. Mom's car was one type of music, Dad's was the other. And both great. I just, ended up having a little more of an affinity for the 50s and 60s pop. So then, throughout school, I actually trained classically as a vocalist, learned how to do opera and sing all the Italian art songs and the German lieder. And it was great. And it's funny, because at first I kind of went kicking and screaming to voice lessons when I was 11 years old. But my parents said, if you want to be a singer, which I did, and I made that pretty clear, they said, if you want to be a singer, you need to learn to do it the right way, because we don't want you to hurt your voice. So I begrudgingly went to voice lessons, and I'm so happy I did, because it really taught me the right way to sing. And so all through junior high, high school, college, and post-college, I kept studying in that vein. And then I realized it kind of gave me the freedom to sing whatever style I wanted once, my base was found. So I got very into music theater. Then I branched out a little into more jazzy stuff in high school. After I graduated college, I spent a couple of years doing touring children's theater. And I finally settled in the city, and I realized that it was really hard to audition for Broadway shows during the day. and hold down a steady job that would allow me to live in a decent neighborhood. It was kind of a rude awakening. So I ended up getting more of a 9-to-5 job, and then I said, well, how do I get my performing in? So I started working the cabaret scene, doing shows at night. Funny, because I realized that that's really kind of where I felt I belonged, singing in a nightclub backed by a band. And it kind of went back to my childhood, where I'd go see my dad at gigs, and, he'd let my sister and I get up and do a song or two with the band, and all of a sudden there I am, microphone in hand, singing with the band, and it just felt like home. So that was 2004 when I did my first cabaret show in the city. It's been such a great journey. I started out with my first show ever. I had the house packed, and I said, "Wow, this is great. This is so easy." And then we found out that it was only because it was my first show. And then my second and third show, I had 5 people in the audience, and that was kind of a rude awakening. But it made me do the work, and I started going out and sitting at open mics and networking. And just since then, it's been about 11 years, and it's really been a journey of kind of finding myself and my identity as an artist. Kind of see the progression of my CDs as well. My first CD is called 13 Men and Me, and it's mostly kind of jazz and standards with a couple pop tunes. Great American Songbook type stuff.
Sure, I remember that. I think we talked about that one when it came out. Yeah, that was a great CD.
It's a really nice selection, and just songs I love singing. And then the second one was a Connie Francis CD, which was obviously a passion project of mine, and I love doing that tribute. Now, the interesting thing about the new CD is that I feel like it's really, I feel like I've really kind of found my identity as an artist instead of just kind of singing songs that pretty much anybody has sung, the standards and the pop tunes that are kind of popular in these circles. I really found a passion for this type of music, and the CD was just bursting to get out of me. It was to the point where it's like, I have to record this CD because I absolutely love singing these songs, and it's just kind of came to me naturally, and it's been really exciting to kind of see that progression.
Well, you have 3 songs on here, highly associated with one of my favorite singers, and his daughter's a friend of ours here at the station, Dina Martin. You got That's Amore, On an Evening in Rome, and Everybody Loves Somebody. I'm imagining you're a big Dean Martin fan yourself.
I'm a huge Dean Martin fan. He, obviously I love, all the Rat Pack and, that whole era and all the people they hung out with, but there's something really special to me about Dino, and, it's funny, I didn't set out trying to include, any number of his songs, but they're just favorite songs of mine. And I feel like Dean Martin and Connie Francis, between the two of them, really kind of epitomized the true combination Italian-American singer.
Right.
They both sang both Italian and English, and a lot of their songs they're hits, they're crossovers, it's kind of tough to do that, when you've got foreign language songs and you're making hits out of them, but they somehow kind of epitomize that culture.
I agree. As great as Frank Sinatra was, he didn't sing many songs in Italian, but Dino and Connie Francis did. So they combined both. They truly
embraced that. And for Dean, there's just something really special about him, and I really wish I'd gotten to meet him. He, his energy as a performer, he was so subtle. He really was the king of cool. He could just stand there and draw people in. And, just the raise of an eyebrow, the twinkle in his eye, there's something so captivating about him as a performer. And just, that remarkable sense of humor. Everything he did, you could feel the wink behind it. And that, to me, there's just, there's nobody like him. I just admire him so much. So, he, besides Connie, I'd say he's probably the biggest influence on, my style, my song selection. And it's funny, in a couple of the songs, there's some songs where he recorded them, but so did, a number of other people, like Volare and Innamorata. But here and there I'll do a real kind of subtle nod to him, like a little turn of the voice that, was unique to his recording of it. I think I do that on Innamorata. There's the line, "With love as warm as wine," and he does a little turn on the word wine.
Right.
So I throw that in on one of the times too. It's just me saying, thank you, Dean. Yeah, he's just a remarkable performer.
Have you met Dina, his daughter? She's become a good friend of ours down here, and I've seen many of her shows. She'd be a great person for you to meet if you haven't met her already.
She would be, and so many people have said that, and it's funny because I think we're kind of circling the same kind of circuits, and we're never in the same place at the same time. But she's somebody I would definitely love to meet. And I actually just got to meet this summer Louis Prima Jr.
Oh, really? I didn't know he had a son that was a performer. Okay.
Oh, my gosh. We got booked to do the Festa Italiana in Milwaukee, which is actually the biggest Italian festival in the country. It's absolutely beautiful. Louis Prima Jr. and his aunt were the headliners Friday and Saturday night of the festival. So my dad and I stuck around after our show to hear them, and I have to tell you, my cheeks hurt from smiling so much. It was that kind of same crazy energy, that his father had, and his band. It was just so much fun to watch. They're all dressed in these brightly colored suits and ties and suspenders and kicking their legs all over the place. And it just the energy was out of this world, and they were so good. And he has a woman singing with him who does the Keeley part, and she's at the. Oh my gosh, they put on such a phenomenal show, and it was cool because all the performers were staying at the same hotel, so I actually bumped into him in the lobby, got to chat with him, and what a great guy. I was just blown away, and he captures the best of what his dad did, but still manages to make it his own, which is, that to me, that's all the more impressive.
Yeah,
he's not just kind of riding on his dad's coattails, but he's actually, he has his own songs, kind of in that vein, that kind of crazy energy that his dad had at the swing stuff, but brand new songs too, which is really special.
I know, it was before my time too, but I've seen clips of them on YouTube and stuff. They were really one of the top Las Vegas acts for a long time. All energy.
Oh my God!
I mean, they had a lot of fun together. It was like a party every time they performed. It was great.
Yeah, and that's obviously I never got to see him live. I've seen the clips, but it seems to me that his son does a great job of kind of capturing that energy.
Yeah. Well, you've done the same here, Jenna, with this great CD. Again, it's called That's Amore, Songs from the Great Italian-American Songbook. And before I forget, congratulations to you. I understand you have some good, happy personal news in your life. You don't have to say it now if you want, but congratulations to you.
Oh, thank you. Yes, I recently got engaged.
Yeah, I saw that on the Facebook, so congratulations.
It was a very exciting, thank you. It was an exciting week for me. I got my new CD in hand on the Tuesday, August 25th, and we had a private CD release celebration at the Friars Club. And then that Friday, I got engaged to Jimmy Cantero, a nice Italian boy.
He looks like a real New York Italian guy. Yes.
He's from Long Island, so
even better. That's where I'm from.
But yeah, just a great guy, and so that was the best week ever. I don't know how I'm ever going to top that.
Great.
My new CD, getting engaged, but lots of good stuff going on.
Let us know when the date is, and we can let the people know. You'll put it on Facebook when the wedding is. We'll let the people know.
Absolutely.
In Napoli, where love is king, when boy meets girl, here's what they sing. Hits your eye like a big pizza pie. That's amore. When the world seems to shine like you've had too much wine. That's amore. Bells will ring, ting-a-ling-a-ling, ting-a-ling-a-ling, and you'll sing a Vita Bella. Hearts will play, tippy-tippy-tay, tippy-tippy-tay, like a gay tarantella. When the stars make it true, just like you drool.